Cardiff, ahead of a huge show, a huge spectacle, record-breaking numbers. I think something that we may never see again in British boxing for years and years to come. 78,000 people in the Principality Stadium with the roof closed. The fastest selling event ever at the Millennium Stadium. The biggest indoor boxing event of all time. And an incredible undercard of these fine fighters here today. 3 World Championship fights on the show on Saturday. A WBC silver heavyweight clash, a British light heavyweight clash, and some of the best young talent, I believe, in world boxing going to be showcased before the fans on Saturday night. As always, we're live and exclusive on Sky Sports and Box Office on Saturday. Showtime Boxing is, of course, of our international partners around the world. Huge numbers of broadcasters, many of you here today, and we're so excited ahead of Saturday. Before I introduce the fighters and talk more to them, I'm going to pass over to the head of Sky Sports Boxing, Adam Smith.
Thanks, Eddie. Yes, it's terrific being back in Wales. We have had so many wonderful nights on Sky over the years. Lewis Bruno, 21 years ago, Naz and Robinson. We've had wonderful fighters like Robbie Regan and Joe Calzaghe, of course, come through, Enzo Macronelli, many, many more in these parts. It's terrific. There's a rich vein of history in Wales, and it's wonderful being back. It's a fantastic card. Look at the lineup on both tables. I love this time of week. It's where we really get momentum going. Just hours away now, and everybody really excited. What a good workout and a buzz it was last night. All the Olympians, Joe Cordina on home soil, what a reception he got last night. This fight between Frank Buglioni and Craig Richards, really interesting. Craig coming in at very short notice. Excited about that. The battle of the unbeaten super flys with YAFAI and ISHIDA. DILLIAN WHYTE and Robert HELENIUS, really interesting heavyweight matchup. And of course, the ladies. We welcome Anna E. Sanchez, the world lightweight champion, and Ireland's own Katie Taylor, who I'm also delighted to say recently won a very prestigious award at the Inspirational Awards for Women in association with Sky. Katie voted the 2017 winner, so congratulations to her. She's been a fantastic role model, and we'll see if she can indeed become a world champion less than a year after turning pro. It's a fantastic collection on what will be a super night to support AJ and Carlos Takam, and everybody at Sky cannot wait.
Thank you, Adam. Before we talk to the main table, we are blessed at Matchroom and in Britain to have some of the best young talent. Of course, we've seen the development of GB Boxing up in Sheffield. They do an incredible job, headed up by Rob McCracken there. And 3 young fighters, I believe, will all go on and become world champions. Some of them, particularly Joshua Guazzi and Joe Cordina, have an exemplary amateur record of well over 100 bouts each. This young man, a cruiserweight right now, stepped up in devastating fashion recently. We know him as the Source. He lights up the place, he's got a great smile, he has a great future. And on Saturday night, he fights in another stadium fight. He seems to have done many of those throughout his career. I'm going to pass over now to Lawrence Okoli to say a few words.
Thanks everyone for coming down. I feel I can blessed obviously to be part of such a big event, and obviously being with Matchroom, there's been a few times I've been there, so now it's becoming that second nature, seeing a lot of cameras and performing under the lights, so I'm looking forward to it. Wherever I get on in the night, I'm happy to be part of it.
Of course, your preparation for this fight, that has been obviously with Brian and up in Sheffield as well, but many rounds as well shared with Anthony Joshua in the preparation for this camp.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like to push myself in training. So obviously with my coach Brian O'Shaughnessy, we get a lot of hard work in getting in there with Anthony Joshua, who's a world champion, preparing for a world championship fight, to see what his dedication is like and what it's like to share a ring with another world champion. It's good.
Obviously Saturday night, a huge night for Joe Cordina, fighting for the first time in Wales as a pro. No pressure, just a little small horse show for you to start off on, Joe. We've seen obviously legends of the past from Wales, Joe Calzaghe, make huge debuts as well in Cardiff before. Great reception for you last night at a public workout, and I'm sure you can't wait for Saturday night.
Yeah, it was the first time I've been back in boxing in Cardiff for I think about 4 years, and last night was just a little taste of what's to come on Saturday. The reception I had was unbelievable, and I couldn't ask for better on yesterday's open workout, but I'm definitely looking forward to Saturday. And like Eddie said, some great fighters, Joe Calzaghe, Enzo, Steve Robinson, Gavin Rees, all these fighters. They're big shoes to fill, but I'm on the way and I'm looking forward to emulating what it is they've done.
A blistering start to your pro career so far, all wins inside the distance. Now settled in at lightweight, and that's the division you're going to campaign at.
Yeah, at the start of, as soon as I turned pro, I sort of had a little look at the two divisions and thought, yeah, super feather would suit me perfect, and I wouldn't have struggled to make that weight. It would have been no problem. But as you progress as a pro and you start training them longer rounds and doing the strength and conditioning work, your body naturally grows and start putting on muscle, and like muscle does way more than fat. So I'm starting to put a little bit of size on, not too much, like obviously like these lads on the side of me, but yeah, it's all good, and I think lightweight will suit me better.
Thanks, Joe. Can't wait to see you box on Saturday night. One of the standouts of the Rio Olympics, of course, bronze medalist light heavyweight Joshua Buatsi, 2-0 already in his career, stepping up on Saturday night for his third professional bout. Josh, debuted at the O2, then you went a little bit low-key at York Hall, which I know you enjoyed, and now back in a big stadium show on Saturday night.
Firstly, good morning everyone, good afternoon actually. But yeah, first fight, the O2 and then York Hall, and then now I'm here in Cardiff. I've been here before to box, and like I said yesterday on the Sky interview, it wasn't a good experience. I got the W, which is what matters, but it was raining, it was cold, the weather wasn't nice. A bit similar to this, but I know that I'm going to be boxing in a big stadium, good atmosphere, so I'm looking forward to it. My spirits are high, I'm in a good mood, do the weigh tomorrow, and it's time to fight. So the haircut, don't worry, I'm going to get a haircut. I know you're thinking, how do you do it like this, but this is just a formality that I go through. So after the weigh, I'm going to go, the beard's going to come off, the shape-up's going to be looking 100, so I'm looking forward to it, man.
Obviously, the transition to the pro ranks, how have you found that so far? Of course, you've had two tough opponents so far and another one on Saturday.
Yeah, the pros are tough guys, you know, but I'm adapting to it. Once I'm in there to win. There's no other option for me, so they can be tough, they can be this, they can be whatever, but my result is always going to be the same, is to win. And it's just longer hours in the gym, but this is what we sign up to, this is our life, so everyone's training and working hard, I'm doing the same. So there's nothing special about what I'm doing.
Thank you, Josh. Same weight division, but the British Light Heavyweight Championship. And there's a saying in boxing, stay ready. And I think nothing can epitomise that more than this fight on Saturday night. Of course, the British Light Heavyweight Champion Frank Buglioni due to fight Callum Johnson. Last Friday, Callum Johnson was taken to hospital. And all of a sudden, I bumped into Craig Richards and Peter Sims at Stansted Airport, flying out to Belfast. And I said, you know, you could step in and fight Frank Buglioni. And they said, yes, please. I said, well, let's get the win out of the way last Saturday in Belfast. They did it. We went back to the hotel. We talked through it. Craig Richards is always in the gym, always ready. You know, we know this opportunity came sooner than expected. These two have sparred countless rounds together. And what an opportunity for Craig Richards to become British Light Heavyweight Champion on Saturday night. Craig, it was a conversation I won't forget, our little 1 o'clock in that Belfast hotel bar to get this done. But you're ready, you're here, and a huge opportunity for you on Saturday.
Yeah, it is. I just want to thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. As soon as the opportunity come up, I couldn't say no, because that's what I'm in the game for. I'm here to win titles, move to the top. You know, I want to get to the top of the game. So when the opportunity comes for a British title, I know it's a short notice, but as Eddie says, I'm always in the gym, I'm always working, always ready. So on a big stage like this, it's nice to go out there to go and win the British title, and I'm ready, and that's what I'm here for. So it's my time.
It is early, as we said, but like I said, those sparring occasions you've had with Frank Buglioni, you've measured each other up before, and you will be prepared for this fight on Saturday.
Yeah, of course I'll be prepared. At the end of the day, sparring just sparring, but we don't take that into account. Whether we sparred or we didn't spar, this opportunity for me, I'll grab it with both hands. I believe that it's that time where it's probably a new era, new generation. Frank's had his time, he's a good fighter, solid competitor, but I just believe it's my time to take over, and that's why I took this fight.
Thanks, Craig, and big respect for you and the team for taking this opportunity. Frank, we know you're always ready, and gave the call to your team about Craig Richards. You accepted the fight as well. Potential banana skin for you on Saturday night, new style, different kind of style to Callum Johnson, and a young lion who's ready to try and take your title.
Yeah, I think every fight from now is a potential banana skin. I think everyone wants my scalp. I've got the title, so everyone wants it. With that being said, I've put the hard work in and I've prepared second to none. And I feel the best of my game now, so I'm making sure that doesn't happen.
Obviously, you were on an AJ show previously against Hosea Burton. You headlined yourself at the O2 earlier this year. Now, Principality Stadium. These are the nights you're after, aren't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, being on the big occasion, the big stage brings the best out of me. So it's a chance I'm really relishing, and looking forward to going in there, performing to the best of my ability.
Thanks, Frank. As we move to the top table, some real key crunch clashes here for world titles and also #1 positions in the heavyweight rankings as well. YAFAI against ISHIDA is a great fight, and sometimes these fights can go slightly under the radar when you're talking about Anthony Joshua and all these great fighters on the card. But this is a division at the moment that is one of the hottest in world boxing. Of course, HBO heavily invested in the super flyweight division. YAFAI has the toughest fight of his career on Saturday night against his mandatory challenger in ISHIDA. They're 46-0 between them, no defeats. Someone's got to go on Saturday night, and we'd like to welcome ISHIDA and his team. Thank you very much for coming over from Japan. Sho, a great opportunity for you on Saturday night, and you look very well prepared, ready for this opportunity.
.ここに来て試合できることは光栄と思っています。ヤファイは、いい選手ですけど、僕が勝ちます。必ずいい試合をして、日本にベルトを持って帰ります。
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting us here to fight, and I'm very happy to fight in Wales. And my dream is to be a world champion, and so YAFAI is a great champion. Punch is so speedy and punch is strong, but I must win anyway, and I do my best and show my best performance on Saturday.
Thank you very much. Japanese boxing flying at the moment, particularly in that division. With Inui, and welcome to the Oka Gym, and all you guys over there, I know, desperate to take another world championship back to Japan on Saturday night. The man hoping that won't happen, YAFAI. Cal, I think you agree the toughest fight of your career to date on Saturday. A red hot division. Everyone's talking about super flyweights, people talking about you. Ready to make a statement on Saturday.
Big statement. It's the toughest fight on paper, but let's see what you can deal with on Saturday night. I'm in the best shape of my career. I've had a brilliant training camp, brilliant sparring, and all I know is that this bout here, this ain't going nowhere. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win Saturday night, even if I have to outbox this guy, which I know I'm capable of doing, or if I have to bully him and break him down, I'll do that.
Obviously, a very tall super flyweight, your opponent this week.
Yeah, but come on, look how tall I am. Everybody's taller than me. Yeah, no,
Giant compared to you, Cal, on Saturday night. But when we talk about the division right now, you know, obviously we always laugh and joke how lucky you are to come around at a time with super flyweights where these guys are household names. And obviously the carrot as well for your first HBO appearance next spring, if we can get a win on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm in a huge division, I'm a lucky man. Got the chance to make some big money, which is great. But it's good that the division's getting the limelight it deserves, full of great fighters, and I can't wait to get involved in these big fights. But all eyes are on ISHIDA on Saturday night. I'm not taking my eyes off him. I've took this fight very, very seriously, and you will see how serious I am on Saturday night. And then I can move on to big things, HBO, America. Let's go.
Thanks, Cal. Look forward to your fight. It's a great fight on Saturday night for the World WBA Super Flyweight title. When you talk about superstars and you talk about transcending the sport, I think Katie Taylor is at the top of everyone's list. An absolute superstar in Ireland and now around the world. 6 European amateur gold medals, 5 World Championship gold medals, Olympic gold medals as well, but now in the professional game. first opportunity to win a world title. Turned professional 11 months ago, and the plan was to win a world title within 12 months. She has a huge step up on Saturday against two-weight world champion Anahi Sanchez. And firstly, we're going to talk to the champion, and it's a pleasure to welcome Samson Leskovic here. Welcome, Samson. A big fight and a big opportunity, and obviously coming off your recent world championship win, looking forward to Saturday.
No, me parece una buena oportunidad siendo campeona. Creo que, bueno, algunos pensarán que venimos a dejar nuestro cinturón, pero la realidad es que tienen un lindo parque y todo, pero bueno, la noche de la pelea se le va, creo que es distinto y ojalá que no llueva, para ella.
First of all, I want to say thank you to you to invite me to. This long time we don't do no business, but anyway, the point is that everybody's thinking that she come to lift the bell over here, and everybody, I can tell you, is wrong. And she say something very important, that it's not a walk in the park. It'll be a dark night and rainy night for Kathy. So be prepared.
Samson, just a question for you. Obviously, you've been involved in boxing for a long time. You've seen before fighters coming through with little professional experience, 6 wins for Katie Taylor, and obviously Anahi's been around the sport for a long time, multiple world title fights as well. How important will that experience be on Saturday night?
Well, first of all, I need to say that you're taking a lot of chances in your shows. You do real fights, and that is not any different of what you do. You beat a couple of my guys that it was really good, so.
Revenge.
Yeah, so I believe that this time, honestly, I believe she's not prepared for what is coming on Saturday, with all the respect. Amateur is a big difference of professional, and we come over to win, and from now I can promise to you the revanche. If you want it, you got it.
Samson, thank
It's
you.
a pleasure to work with you, by the way.
Always a pleasure to have you here, Samson. Don't try too hard on Saturday, please. Thank you. Katie, they don't think you're prepared for it. Obviously, you've been working your whole life for this moment, and everything you've achieved in the amateur game, kind of irrelevant on Saturday night, your opportunity to become world champion.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely prepared for a tough 10-round battle on Saturday evening. I've got a great 10 or 11 week camp in America, and I'm prepared for whatever comes my way on Saturday evening. And I'm definitely ready for a tough challenge. But these are the sort of challenges that I absolutely cherish, and I can't wait for it.
Obviously, the tough preparation to get to the world level is the women in between. You know, you've got the girls who box on the circuit, and then the big step up to World Championship. And this is a big step up for you in relation to who you fought before.
Yeah, it's definitely a big step up. That's why I've taken this fight so seriously, and that's why I had a good long training camp under my belt as well. I've went plenty of rounds over the last few weeks with top season pros to prepare me for this type of battle, and I can't wait to show that on Saturday evening.
Obviously, you've achieved so much in your career, so many great nights. Everyone remembers London 2012 Olympics, but this night on Saturday for the world title in front of 78,000 people, going to be right up there.
This is the biggest night of my career, without a doubt, and I'm so excited about it. Ever since I turned pro, I wanted to box for these big world titles and be involved in big fights, and these are, I think, the sort of fights that are going to elevate women's boxing as well, so this is absolutely fantastic for the sport.
Good luck, Katie, and us, the stadium and the whole of Ireland behind you on Saturday night. When we talk about the heavyweight division, wow, it's absolutely flying at the moment. Everybody trying to manoeuvre into positions to challenge for world titles. And on Saturday we have a very, very important fight in the heavyweight division. DILLIAN WHYTE has now manoeuvred himself in a position, pretty much every governing body, of course number 3 in the WBC. And when you look at the WBC rankings, Stavern at number 1, I believe will be removed shortly. So will Luis Ortiz, who looks like he's going to be banned from the sport. Number 3 is DILLIAN WHYTE. And this fight on Saturday is for the vacant WBC silver title. I believe the winner of this bout will be made the number 1 challenger with the WBC and the eventual mandatory challenger for Deontay Wilder. So a huge fight on Saturday night between these two. I'm delighted to welcome Robert HELENIUS and Marcus Hearn as well. Marcus, firstly to you. We've been negotiating this fight for a long time, probably 10 weeks before it happened. Both guys were ticking over, making sure they were ready, and a big fight for both men on Saturday.
Yeah, a really big fight for us and Dillian as well, and we're really happy to be here. This is a fight we've been looking forward to for a year now, and we had a chance this spring to get a big fight. It didn't happen, and now we're here.
Good. And Mark, we know Dylan's been working extremely hard in camp, as always with you. You've been looking for a tall guy for a while to fight, both of you, because the champions particularly are so tall. A great test in Robert HELENIUS on Saturday.
It's definitely a very good test. Robert's a very good boxer, good at everything, good at the basics, and he's got some good experience. But we're prepped very thorough and very well for a long time, for all sizes, but tall people, you know, tall people especially. But, you know, Dillian's a good box fighter. He's always been a natural fighter, and the better they come, the better he'll look. And he's going to do the business Saturday night.
Thank you, Mark. Robert, we saw you at the public workout last night, looking very fit, very ready. And speaking to Marcus, we understand you're very excited about this fight and ready for DILLIAN WHYTE on Saturday.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to show what I'm made of. I'm a Viking from Finland, so.
And obviously, the heavyweight division is red hot at the moment. Victory for you on Saturday night in this stage will put you in a position to move on and challenge for the world heavyweight title.
Yeah, I've been long in this game, so I've been trying and had some issues with the injuries and stuff, but now I feel ready, and I'm ready to move forward.
Dillian, welcome. A long time coming for the opponent in this camp, but ironically we ended up with a guy who we thought we'd fight initially on October 28th, and a fight you're excited about, good style for you, and ready to make a statement on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a very good fight, you know, it's something different as well. Boxing's all about progression and timing, you know what I mean? I'm going to fight someone who's tall, rangy, you know, can box a bit, carry good power and stuff, so very interesting to see how much I've come on or where I'm at in my career, you know. It's a good fight to see where I'm at.
Obviously he talks from the HELENIUS camp about he thinks he'll knock you out in the fight. How do you see the fight playing out? I know you study the sport and you study your opponents as well.
It's good that he believes that he thinks that means he's going to come with ambition and he's going to come to fight, so I'm happy that he believes that, he thinks that. But, you know, a lot of people underestimate me until I'm standing in front of them at the night, and then they realise that I'm better, stronger and tougher than what they think.
And finally, everyone's talking about the likes of you challenging for a world title in February, March next year, and whether that's AJ in 2018, Deontay Wilder in February or March. So important for you on Saturday to win, look good, and send a statement to the division as well?
Yeah, it is, but you know, we're already having problems getting opponents, so it's very double-edged sword really. But that's for you and my team to decide, man. I'm just focused on this fight Saturday, you know. Once we get past this fight, then we can sit down and speak about future plans. But I'm ready Saturday to do damage, you know. And, that's it. I'm excited and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting in there Saturday and doing my thing, man.
Thanks, Dylan. WBC silver heavyweight title on the line, and a huge undercard as well. We can't wait to kick off the action just after 5 PM on Saturday night, moving through to around 11:30, the main fight in the ring, first bell at 10:30 PM. Thanks so much for all you gentlemen and ladies up here on the tables with us. We look forward to a great show on Saturday, and we're going to pose now for one-on-one head-to-heads at the front stage, and then all the guys available for all the media requirements possible. Thanks so much, and good luck to everybody on Saturday night. Thank you.
William Hill sponsors Joshua vs Takam on Sky Sports Box Office.